Our Module 3 team assignment continues with the planning of our projects by breaking out our work into a work breakdown structure and also creating a Raci. Let's talk about the work breakdown structure first. In this example, I'm using a list-based work breakdown structure. Graphical work breakdown structure gives us a more high-level view of the project. So if we're doing top-down planning, it's a good way to graphically capture what we have to do. But I find that the graphical work breakdown structure can be too high level. I need to create a list work breakdown structure, as I have here, to be able to appropriately identify the work. On one side of my work breakdown structure, I have all of a breakdown of the work tasks that need to be completed. I've also connected as a result of a group of tasks, milestones or deliverables associated with those work tasks. As a result of completing that work, I have achieved a milestone or produced a deliverable. The milestones and deliverables should coordinate back to our project charter. In our project charters, we're defining milestones, we're defining deliverables. Here's how we connect the work breakdown structure to the charter, and in our next assignment, we will turn the work breakdown structure into a schedule. So everything is kind of consolidated as one piece. What I've done here is I've taken what is essentially 70 separate tasks and decomposed them into a series of phases and a series of activities, and in some cases tasks and work tasks. I do that and I use indentation, bolding, etc. to help me better understand or see the actual work. Human beings can't really absorb more than 10 things at one time. Our brains just are not wired to be able to take in that much input. By decomposing work, by breaking out the work, I can focus on a specific activity or phase. For instance, I can just look at assemble volunteers here and not worry about anything else. I need to arrange to use a room for the meeting, set the time and place, define the fundraiser scope of work, call parents, call grads, in order to be able to kick off the meeting. Likewise, I can look at event scheduling as a separate set of activities composed of 12 or 14 separate tasks. And again, each of that work results in a milestone or deliverable. The milestones or deliverable track back to the charter, and as we're doing the detailed planning or bottom-up planning, we may define new milestones or new deliverables that we had neglected to include in our charter. Okay? On the Raci, it's a little bit different. Our Raci, we're evaluating the work based upon who's going to do what in the project and defining what their level of involvement is. This is a stakeholder or an extension of our stakeholder analysis. Of the four possible values, someone is always accountable. Typically, only one person is accountable. It is, if you prefer, the one throat to choke. Responsible are people actually doing the work. Consulted are people who are informed of the work, and we look for input, either reviews or revisions or feedback or some sort of direction or input. And last is informed. People who are informed, we're only telling those individuals. I break out the work or the assignments here by resource or project role. I have two vague entries, if you will, volunteers and vendors. I don't like using vague terms like that or group terms. What's a volunteer? Is that one person? Is that 40 people? What's a vendor? Is that one person? Is that 5 people? In the context of this project, I'm okay with that. Here on the left are all of my deliverables. The deliverables again track back to the deliverables I had in my work breakdown structure. And I've identified accountability for each item. On the scope of work, the PM is accountable. Since that happens early enough in the project before we've really defined any of our volunteers or assembled the volunteers here, there's only one person involved in that, that's the PM who's accountable. But as we start moving through the party theme, the date, venue, the accountability starts to shift. The venue selection is the venue committee chair. The PM is informed, and the catering committee chair is consulted, as are vendors, which would be the various potential venues that we're examining. We have a party menu. That's the catering committee chair. They're consulting with the PM, probably on what's our budget, what can we spend, and the advertising committee chair, informing volunteers and consulting, again, with vendors, probably catering vendors. So what the Raci does for us is it gives us a more detailed view of our stakeholder matrix. We can sit down with stakeholders and review their assignments so everybody is clear on what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed, or what they're responsible for, and what the project expectations are. In project management, one of the most important tasks that we perform is communication, making sure everyone is informed, everyone understands expectations, everyone understands what they're accountable for, and everyone understands what they're responsible for. Okay. I'm looking forward to grading your assignments. Thank you.